Hey there guys, Pwnobi here bringing the Pokemon narrated Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be a 4th generation NU tier match for Ancient NU week. It is the second video. If you follow me on Facebook, you know I tried to get this posted last night, but I accidentally fell asleep while editing the video. I actually had to speed up a lot of parts of this game because it was really long, really intense, a lot of switches. I've actually meant to narrate this battle on several occasions prior to Ancient NU week, and I never really got around to it because it is just that long and interesting of a battle. Anywho, it's first RRated 000. I'll leave a link to his channel below. He hasn't posted in a while, but in case you want to check it out for any reason. And a quick question today is, do you have any special slang that you use with your friends? I know that a lot of people, you have your own little groups of friends and things that you say. I was thinking back on the fact that whenever I'm hanging out with my friends and we want to ask each other a little favor, like, hey, get me a soda, or hey, open the window, or hey, turn on the Xbox, or whatever, we say, blah, 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 you've got a mission. And then we say the favor. So, I don't know. I was just pondering that and wondering if you guys had anything like that. Anyway, I leave with my Scarf Beedrill. He has Blossom. I'm just going to go for the U-turn since I obviously have the advantage there. Get some switch initiative on his obvious switch, and plus a stab super effective U-turn would be good on Blossom anyway. So I go to my Koopa Troop, just lay up my Stealth Rocks, which is going to be good for me. Always want to set those up early, and if he doesn't have a spinner, it'll be especially advantageous. So he's going to predict a switch of some kind and go into his Politoed, a double switch on his behalf, and I actually swapped right back out into my Traffic Cop because I figured it'd be a good situation for me. I can go for U-turn and get even more switch advantage, force more switches out of him onto Stealth Rocks, and pretty much just keep the pressure. Very offensive I'm trying to play right now. And he went for the Psychic. Okay, not a big deal. I noticed that he doesn't get leftovers on this turn, so I have to be wary of that. That's always something to keep in mind. Not sure what his item is. Perhaps Specs, perhaps Scarf. Psychic didn't do too much, but regardless, I know he's going to switch, so I actually pull a switch to my Entei, and I'm going to go for the Sub Ball. He goes for a Teeter Dance, so I'm guessing he's some sort of like Stun Spore, Teeter Dance kind of Blossom. I think Blossom gets Stun Spore, but either way, I'm going to start setting up on him with Calm Mind since I know Blossom's a special attacker, and you can see this part is highly sped up. You can see basically I go for a Fire Blast just to see how much it'll do to his Ampharos at I believe +2. Maybe that was +1. Either way, since he's only firing back with discharges, I know that I can easily start setting up on him with Calm Minds, and eventually it'll get to the point where my sub should be able to tank 2 hits of his discharge once I'm at like +5 or 6. And that'll give me the opportunity to hopefully be at +6 and behind a sub with about half HP, so I should be able to survive any sort of priority move unless it's Aqua Jet from an offensive water type. And that'll be really good for me, and it should pretty much spell game at this point. But obviously the video is fairly long, so that's not going to be the case. Obviously I wouldn't post this video if it were that easy of a sweep. But I do get to my +6 behind a sub, go for the Fire Blast. He brings in the Politoed, and I know that I should be faster, but the fact that he is Choice Scarfed is going to allow him to whale me with a Hydro Pump while I finish him off with either Hidden Power Grass or Electric. I don't remember which one this was. I've played around with both. I actually like Electric for Mantine and Charizard better than Grass, even though it counters Quagsire and Gastrodon. But he brings in his Pinsir, and he actually is Scarfed on his Pinsir as well. So 2 Scarfed Pokemon is going to save him from my Entei Sweep, and whew, I had to speed that part of the video up a lot, because let me tell you, in real time, I'm sitting there setting up on him with Entei, and I'm like, yeah, this is probably game, but he really, really surprised me and pulled it around with that one. So go for the U-turn with my Traffic Cop just to go ahead and get some more switch advantage. I'm going to go into my Rocket Man on his Sandslash. I haven't seen anything on his team other than Blossom that should be able to tank a hit from my Sharpedo, which should die to a couple of crunches anyway. But I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump, and he actually has Quagsire. So Quagsire is going to be a great counter to my Sharpedo for him. And he's going to go straight for an Earthquake, maybe just in case I wanted to stay in and go for Crunch or something like that. He'd be able to fire back with Earthquake. So I'm going to switch back into my Traffic Cop, thinking that the Grass type move is too obvious. And he actually goes for Earthquake again. So I guess he's getting really tired of me predicting his switches and getting free switches into my Traffic Cop. Although unfortunately for him, he is going to knock me down into Swarm range, which is going to make my Bug type moves do all the more damage. And I go back into my Land Before Time. He goes for Earthquake again. And I noticed that he didn't have leftovers. So, like, what the hell, man? Do you have a Scarfed Quagsire or something? Is this, like, your Scarf team that you're testing on me? But no. I swap back out into Traffic Cop again, thinking that the Grass move is too obvious again. And he actually shows Recover. So I know that he knows I carry Seed Bomb on that Meganium, because I've talked about how I prefer Seed Bomb to Energy Ball on Meganium before. So I'm wondering why he's staying in here with his Quagsire. I could go for Toxic, I could go for Leech Seed, I could go for Energy Ball, Seed Bomb, even Swords Dance, anything. So here I go for the Seed Bomb. I say, you know what, I'm tired of this crap. And he actually has the Rindo Berry. That is something I never would have seen coming in a million years. And unfortunately for him, he said he actually has counter on this Quagsire. It's a counter Rindo Berry Quagsire. And he was predicting me, I guess, to switch back into my Beedrill that turn again, since I've been doing that pretty much like every turn in this freaking match. So sadly, he didn't get to pull off what he wanted to with his Quagsire in that situation. And that's going to be one down for him. Debatably, he could have switched into this Pinsir, like on one of my predicted switches to Beedrill, because Scarf Pinsir should outspeed Scarf Beedrill. I think Pinsir's 85 base speed, and Beedrill's like 80. Either way, yeah, I go for the knockoff here with my Sandslash, predicting him to switch into his Sandslash, but he actually didn't. I thought he would go into Sandslash so that he could try to like Rapid Spin or Super Fang or Toxic or something like that. Try to work some sort of angle for him to be able to let his Pinsir back in another time. So that's why I went for the knockoff, although it does mean that his Pinsir no longer has a Choice Scarf, which means my Beedrill can outspeed it, which might come in handy later. It also means that my Sharpedo could outspeed it, although Aqua Jet would finish it off with that amount of health anyway. So here he decides to switch, goes into his Blossom while I go for another Earthquake. I don't know why Earthquake his Sandslash. I guess I'm just trying to wind him down, since I did, I believe, have his leftovers knocked off. So I'm just going to stay in and go for the knockoff here, because Blossom is one of the most annoying pokes on his team for me. I mean, I still have my Beedrill and all that, but my Entei was taken down, which is a big check to that. So anyway, I'm going to switch out here, predicting him to go for the Grass type attack. I went for the knockoff, thinking he would go for the Poison type attack, predicting my Meganium switching before. And also just to get rid of his White Herb, so I guess he carries something, Leaf Storm maybe? Although he didn't use it on my Koopa Troop, so he's running some really interesting sets here. I don't know what the White Herb is meant to be for on this particular Blossom set, since it carries Teeter Dance and Sludge Bomb. Like I said, I'm thinking that he has Leaf Storm on that set somewhere. But anyway, I'm just going to start going for Earthquakes, wear him down to the point where I'm positive any attack from my Beedrill or my Sharpedo should be able to finish him off. And now that I do have him low enough, I'm going to go for Stealth Rock on this turn, just to ensure that his Pinsir can't come back in. He probably should have switched out to his Pinsir on this turn, actually. Although if I had gone for Earthquake, then he would have been royally screwed. So I guess both of us have made some risky plays. Him with some double switching to Poly Toads, and me with double switching to my freaking Traffic Cop all day, every day. But either way, I decided to just sacrifice my Sandslash, get a free switch. I know all he has left is his Pinsir and his Blossom, and I believe something else, but I don't recall what. So either way, I'm just going to go for the U-turn. Obviously, I'm faster thanks to the Choice Scarf. I can easily finish him off and go into my Rocket Man. Oh yeah, his Sandslash, I believe, is his last poke. So he brings in his Sandslash now. I guess he has to hope for the Hydro Pump miss, because if Hydro Pump missed, he could have gone for Earthquake, although even with Sharpedo's Glass Cannon-ness, I don't think it would be a one-hit KO. So Rocks are going to finish off his Pinsir, and that's going to be game. So, whew! That game, let me tell you, that was a really long game with a lot of switching. Sorry if the narration was at all cluttered. I've had this battle for ages and really wanted to show it to you guys. So hopefully you enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Let me know if you have any sort of interesting speech patterns with your good friends in real life. And that's pretty much going to be it for today. So I'll catch you guys later, and peace out.